everyone. Well, Mayor Doug, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. Welcome to summer.
It is, and it's a good Monday morning to be in Wausau.
Yes, as we're recording this, we're ready for the first concert on the square just down the street in the 400 block. Is that one of your favorite things about the summer in Wausau, is just how much there is to do outside this time of year?
Oh, absolutely. And just walking around downtown, last week before the concert on the square, chairs are out there at noon. So people getting anxious to get after concerts on the square. We've added a few this year. We're going to do, there's a Saturday one on June 20th. It's not part of the Wausau events, but it is an additional concert event. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to do the swearing in of military members again on August 19th, which is the third Wednesday of August. Mm-hmm. It's a man of honor sport. It's the All Stars Under the Stars. It's their 12th time performing that, and this will be our second opportunity. I'll get a chance to swear in new recruits. It's a favorite thing I'd like to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe that night we're going to have the official Wausau event in Weston as well. But there's certainly going to be no shortage of things to do at all.
I think that's going to be on a Tuesday or a Thursday, so they're going to offset that. Okay. So it'll give two opportunities that week for people to get to a concert.
Yeah, no shortage of things to do at all here in Wausau. And of course, anybody that's been downtown these days knows what's going on. Near the 400 block, we've got work done at the Grand Theater. Obviously, that's not a city venue. The city doesn't own that, but it's certainly an asset for the downtown, because as we found out last week, there's going to be some big names coming through there this winter once that work is done. Fingers crossed that it's done on time.
Oh, yes. Another great asset, and it's a real economic impact to the city. So quicker they can get that up and running. I heard they've got the seats out and they're replacing seats, and you could see it on day one. They were moving pretty quickly to get it prepped for the renovation. So they want to get the venues booked and get them going.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And of course, then getting Wayne Newton to be your grand reopening act in November is a pretty big get as well for them. Hey,
they're well known in that industry and entertainment. So to get big names is not a surprise. It's a pleasant surprise, I guess you could say, that we've put ourselves on that map, entertainment-wise, arts-wise, events, jobs and work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and speaking of jobs and things like that, the industrial park, it's been working on that for a few years. I know a few years ago, I believe it was under the Mayor Milky administration, we got certified as a shovel-ready site from the Economic Development Corporation. What's going on in the industrial park these days that you can tell us about?
Sure. So we're working to expand on that certified site. We've got some more property that we can get into that certified category. But right now we're teaming up with Centergy, and Centergy is working regionally right now with a site selection group, and that represents 41 different industries. And they're looking at about 8 sites in the Midwest. And what they're going to do, we had them in today. We walked the site. They surveyed the site for suitability. They looked at things like housing, transportation, electric, gas and sewer and water. Mm-hmm. What can we support out there so that they know what kind of portfolio they can bring to us and offer us. What we're looking for is tax base in the industrial park and jobs. Mm-hmm. Jobs drive everything downstream from the housing to the restaurants to the entertainment. So the more jobs we can get in, the more tax base. So that's a good thing. So you'll start seeing some more marketing on that as they start to put together that package.
Yeah, I know that there's no business on the line just yet right now for any of these sites, but they're looking to market the site to some that might be able to come in and make use of that space.
So what they're going to do is, with all those parameters, with all of your utilities, and the layout of the campus, they'll come back with recommendations on what could best fit there. Because right now it's close to 78 acres that we're looking to put something into, and rather than put a for sale sign on it, let's be able to market with all of the amenities and all of the utilities that if a plant comes in, a food plant, how much water are they going to use? They need to know that, so they can put that on a sell sheet and a spec sheet, and now it makes it a whole lot easier for them to bring customers to us, because a person doesn't know 78 acres has what it has to offer, and we have a lot to offer out there with all the new infrastructure we put in. There's gas, electric, sewer, and water. A selling point is we have some of the best water in the country. So if you have a food plant come in, we have a new sewer plant. So we can handle just about anything that we can fit on that lot. And if they're bringing jobs, we'll find a way to put them in there.
Yeah, and jobs, and then of course housing too. That's something that the city's been working on since I got here. I mean, that's been a 7 or an 8 year thing, and you just have to take a drive around downtown, and areas pretty close or adjacent to that, and you see a lot of these projects coming up that the city's invested in the last few years.
Yes, and then near that site, at least on that far west side, is the Green Tree subdivision, which we haven't had a subdivision build in the city for quite some time. So as that starts to come online in 26, 27, there'll be more houses in proximity to the industrial park. So that's just a win-win, to use a dumb term there.
Yeah.
If you have housing that people can live close to work, the average commute time in Wausau is 15 minutes. You go to some of the bigger cities, Chicago, you may be 10 miles from work, but it's an hour commute.
Exactly.
Come here, I mean, I'm only 4 minutes via bike from my house to City Hall.
Right.
So that drives that number down. But, think about it, it's a very user-friendly. Marathon County is like 27 minutes average commute if you take it all in. But people can come in here and work from all around.
Yeah, I believe mine is about 8 minutes, but I haven't timed that in a while.
Is that in your car or on your e-scooter?
That is on my that is in my car. I do not have a bike. There was a time where I was a bike commuter, but that was many, many years ago. In fact, I still lived in Minnesota at that time when I was a bike commuter. That is something that has certainly changed these days. My bike was not battery powered. My bike was 100% human powered. Nowadays, any of these neighborhoods here in Wausau, at night you're seeing kids out on bikes, scooters, things like that. That's something that's changing pretty quick. For us here in
the proliferation of the e-bikes, the e-scooters, the e-cross bikes. It's a problem everywhere, and I was just talking with the police chief. We're looking to put something out on the website, and as I was looking at other PDs, they're all running the same type of ads. We're putting it out in our newsletter. So we're going to have city passed a new ordinance last council meeting that e-bikes, and what is the definition? There's a couple of different classes. E-motos is basically a motorcycle or a dirt bike with a throttle and a battery. They can go, they're not legal on the streets. Certainly not legal on the sidewalks. So we're going to put some information out, because part of this is an information campaign because they're so new. We had an ordinance for mini bikes and go-karts and golf carts and that kind of thing, but we don't have anything specific to these e-motorcycles, and we need to, because you see them on the river trail. We put some speed limit signs up, but still 15 miles an hour on an e-bike riding past pedestrians. So we're trying to sort through, how do you keep safe separation and keep pedestrians safe, keep the people on the bike safe. Like you mentioned, running stop signs. So a lot of it's awareness. I think parents are buying e-bikes for kids and don't realize the power they have, the speed they have. I see them come by here every day. They're in traffic, or on the sidewalk. So we're going to get some information out on the ordinance, and the PD will be putting some enforcement behind that.
So I guess the very first question is, what has the city defined as an e-bike? What elements constitute an e-bike, and therefore put that vehicle under these regulations?
Sure. So an e-bike by definition is a bike with pedals, and it has electric assist. And typically they don't go faster than 20 miles an hour. They can go up to 28 miles an hour. There's 3 different classes. And then there's the e-motos, which is actually an electric motorcycle. So for all intents and purposes, it's a motorcycle or a dirt bike. Most of them are not street legal. A lot of them are people use for motocross, and that kind of thing. So they don't belong on the sidewalks and the streets. So that's part of that definition. So if it has a throttle and doesn't have pedals, it's not really an e-bike. And then there's the e-scooters, and that's another little anomaly here. They don't have a seat. Essentially, you're standing up. Although I did see somebody riding around with a cooler, like an igloo cooler, duct taped to the scooter, and they're using it as a seat.
Sure.
So modified, obviously, but that'll be spelled out in and I'd encourage parents to take a look at this before you invest a couple $1,000s in an e-bike for your child, or an e-moto, and understand the rules of the road so that you're not out there. Because if the PD pulls you over, you're going to get a ticket.
So an e-bike is street legal in
Yes.
Wausau, but you have to remember things like, okay, follow the rules of the road, be able to signal your turns, use the hand signals, things like that is basically what you're encouraging.
Yes, and there's a Wisconsin statute that outlines them, and we'll have that referenced here in the newsletter. Follow the rules of the road. When I was a kid, you used to have to go to the police department and get a little license for your bike.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we don't do the licenses anymore, but we're looking at encouraging people to register their bikes. That'll help you if they're stolen. But it's definitely an education piece because it's so new.
And again, I can attest to the bike registering, getting your bike back to you, because I did have my bike stolen once when I was a bike commuter in Minnesota. And it just so happened I had it registered with the police. In fact, they did it live on the air for me.
Is that right?
Registered it right there. I said, hey, I am a bicyclist. They said, well, in that case, let's bring awareness to this. And they registered it for me live on the air. Sure enough, a couple months later, somebody stole it out of my garage. But it got back. It got back to me right away. So that is something I can attest to. And that is, some of those databases are national too. So if you end up moving, your bike will still end up getting back to you. So again, we want people to check this out in the newsletter.
In the newsletter, it was mailed out this week. I guess first and foremost, getting your bike back is great. First and foremost is safety. Because I see half of them out there riding without helmets, and so an e-moto versus a car is a bad equation. No helmet, you fall off of one of those going 30 miles an hour, and a lot of them are flying in traffic. You can potentially get hurt. So safety is their first and foremost concern of our police chief, and that they are learning as quickly as they can. How can we inform the public?
So the newsletter is going to be one resource. You said we might be thinking about something on the website.
You'll see a Facebook post from the city, and you'll also see something coming for PD that should be out here in the next couple of days. So yes, the information is key, because you can go buy one right now, and I'm guessing at the store, or you can order one online, and nobody's telling you, hey, you might get this, but when you get it, you're going to potentially get a ticket or get hurt on.
Check your local ordinance.
Check your local ordinance. There you go.
Indeed, before you get too deep into it. Well, Mayor Diny, we always appreciate the time. We'll look forward to chatting again next month.
Thanks. I hope you enjoy the new place.
Indeed.
All right.